Hello, this is Mike Fay with Calvin Castine, and we're at Northeastern Clinton Central School for CVAC girls varsity soccer action between the visiting Plattsburgh Hornets and the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. For Plattsburgh, number 10, Andrea Crawley, number 11, Kathleen Gannon, number 12, Casey Baker, number 13, Sarah Sandwick, number 14, Giovanna Bucci, number 15, Erin Ducharme, number 16, Holly Latour, 17, Rachel Martindale, number 18, Kayleen Kelleher, number 19, Jill Fortier, number 21, Kate Jackstadt, 22, Nisha Karofsky, number 23, Stacy King, 24, Doverin Konda Foley, number 25, Kathy Ellen Davis, 26, Katie Pooler, 27, Catherine Rizos, 28, Tracy Stedman, 29, Heather Tolner, 30, Terry Miscavige, 32, Laura Phillips, 33, Courtney Mitchell. The goalie, the normal goalie for the Hornets, Lindsay Myers, is injured tonight, and in her place in goal is Amy Christian. The Hornets are coached by Karen Sherman Tremblay, assisted by Jan Flynn. For the Lady Cougars, number 1, Bobby Gooley, number 2, Trish Gooley, number 3, Elise LaFountain, number 4, Brianna Babby, number 5, Ashley Birch, 6, Emily LaFountain, 7, Brenda Bailey, number 9, Layla Shinawi, number 10, Margie Fay, number 11, Erin Guerin, number 12, Heidi Dragoon, 13, Brandy Bowman, 15, Hillary Dunn, 17, Emily Colby, number 18, Jess Poyer, number 19, Kaylee Allen, 21, Jenna LeBombard, number 22, Gina Brassard, 23, Dana Langua, 25, Anna Boardman, and in goal for the Lady Cougars with, by the way, 9 shutouts on the year is Tisha Superna. Cougars are coached by Josie Gilroy, assisted by the JV coach Rob Francis. The modified coach is Sarah Dupe, and the Cougar manager is Tricia Bayshard. Referees for tonight's contest, Todd Lambert and Steve Regan. Hornets having a tough time this year. Standing, I believe they are at 4-3-3 or 4-4-3, somewhere in there. And Northeastern, Plattsburgh and Northeastern both being in Class B this year. Northeastern leads Division I with a 9-2 record. So the Lady Cougars doing very well in first place in Division I. But whenever these teams get together, it seems like it's a tremendous effort by both. Last year, when Northeastern lost 1 game for the entire season, I believe they were 15-1 for the season. The Hornets were the only team to beat them. They beat them by a 1-0 margin. So Plattsburgh really gets up for the Lady Cougars. That being said, we can assume that the Lady Cougars are going to have their work cut out for them tonight. On the far side, Burtz up the wing to Bailey, taken away from her, and a long shot from the outside, stopped by Superna. Hornets numbers very difficult to read from the front, so it'll take me a minute to get their positions down. A nice move on the far side by Shinawi. Shinawi into the center. Deflected right to Gooley. Gooley has some room, tries to go back into the center, but it's blocked. Gooley regains possession, pushes to the outside for LaFountain. LaFountain defended by, it looks like, 25, Davis. Finally crossed, and a nice play. Nice play by Amy Christian. That cross was headed to the far side. A wide open Shinawi coming in on the ball. And Christian with a nice stop as the ball crossed her goal mouth. Dunn on the far side defending against Phillips. Dunn back up the wing. Plattsburgh dumps into the center, and Bowman is there. Bowman controls to the far side, but it's right back in again. Now LaFountain up for Shinawi. Gooley and Shinawi are there. Gooley takes it off the chin, and Plattsburgh still controlling. Nobody challenging. Plattsburgh with plenty of time to make a move. Again, I'll get the players' names down as we go on. On the near side, Crowley out of bounds off Burtz, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Gannon will take the throw into Phillips. Phillips into the center, punched out by LaFountain. Now Gooley straight up the field and dumped right back in by the Hornets. Supernaut comes out to make the easy stop. I think that's number 19. Again, as we go along, Fortier was the one that dumped that in for the Hornets. Check that, that's 15. Erin Ducharme that dumped in for the Hornets. Colby, a high one down the wing. Gooley gets there, surrounded by 3 Hornets, can't get through. Bowman off a deflection. Bowman trying to go around to the outside, but it gets out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh. A nice move by Fortier to let the ball roll past her, but Burtz is there to break it up. Now Colby off a deflection. It goes far side for Bailey. Bailey can let it roll out of bounds. She didn't realize that. She goes up the wing, but it was out of bounds already, and it'll be Northeastern throw-in. Bailey off Gooley and dumped into the Northeastern zone. Dragoon is there, but her clearing attempt is deflected by Crowley. Taken by Phillips on the far side, defended by Dunn. Dunn, a nice job defensively, but broken up on her way out. Dunn with a step over move, broken up by Phillips. Dunn needs to just get rid of the ball. Phillips takes it away from her. LaFountain back on defense. Nice play by LaFountain to get back on defense. Has it on the far side. She goes up the wing. It deflects off Phillips and goes out of bounds. It should be a Northeastern throw-in. It was too close to call. And Plattsburgh wins the drop ball, goes deeper into Northeastern's territory. Crowley on the far side, still trying to control, broken up, out of bounds, and now the Hornets will do a throw-in. 33:03 remaining in the first. Cleared and out of bounds, and Plattsburgh will do it again. Hornets applying pressure. This deep in their territory, Northeastern does not wish to waste any time, and Dragoon doesn't. Clears out on the far side for Gooley. Out of bounds, Northeastern will throw it in. Bailey will take it. Cougar substitutions. Margie Fay is in, and Anna Boardman. Fay with the throw-in. Deep in Plattsburgh territory, taken by Gooley. Gooley in the center for LaFountain. LaFountain turns and fires. This will go out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick. The first corner kick of the game will go to the Lady Cougars. LaFountain says she's ready and puts a ball right outside the 6, deflected and out. Dragoon tries to chip it up and does far side. LaFountain is there. If she can control the high bouncing ball, she does. A nice play. Elise LaFountain, she finally gets the cross off just outside the 6, headed down by Gooley, but nobody there to take advantage of it, and it's finally cleared out. Now Burtz right back in. Trish Gooley broken up nicely, and a fine play by Phillips to get the ball off Gooley and push it into the center, but Dragoon is there to dump it right back in again. Need by Ducharme, deflected off a Cougar player and deeper into Plattsburgh zone. Boardman, Plattsburgh tight marking. Cougars have no place to kick the ball. When they see that, when that happens over and over again, they need to make one move, just one move, and try and drag the ball to the right or left and then boot it up. Trying to kick it through a defender. You can see how closely they're marked up. Boardman into the center. Gooley gets there, heads it. Trish Gooley back to Bobby Gooley in the center, but it's broken up and cleared by Davis. On the far side, Bobby Gooley still controlling, tries to go down the wing. It's out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Trish Gooley and Layla Shanawi out, and they're replaced by Erin Guerin, and on the far side, Jess Poyer. In the middle, Colby chips one by the 6, and Christian with the stop. Colby on the near side, pushes up, but she can't get it past Bucci, who dumps into the center to Phillips. Phillips to the far side. Pass intended for Fortier. Dunn gets there first. Carries to the outside and up the wing. A nice ball by Dunn to Poyer. Poyer, a weak pass into the center. She had the idea, but she couldn't get the strength on the ball. And it's intercepted and right back down for Plattsburgh. Dunn breaks it up. Phillips going in for a long shot. And Dunn clears. Phillips called for the charge, and it'll be Northeastern ball. 29-20 remaining in the first. 0-0 is our score. A low ball off Gooley. LaFountain comes away with it. LaFountain trying to go down for Poyer. Ball gets beyond the defense. Poyer is there just at the 18. Has a right-footed shot. Goes too high over the net. That's where she wants to go far post. That's where a soft pass far post or a soft shot far post puts Aaron Guerin right in position to put the ball behind Christian. But a good idea, a fine shot, just a little under the ball. Ball comes out near side. Burtz wants to go down the wing, too far out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Hornets. Tolner chests it down by Fortier, but the Cougars take over. Guerin back into the center. She wanted to turn it upfield a little bit, but she ended up sliding off the side of her foot, and it went right back into the center. The Lady Hornets in playing good position, not allowing Cougars any maneuvering room. They've got to make their minds up so fast. They've got to decide what they want to do and do it as quickly as possible, because the Hornets are not giving them any time to make up their mind. A nice play by Gooley down inside the box. And Poyer gets there just after Christian picks it up. Burtz's pass is stopped by Bucci, and Bucci right out for Fortier. Fortier carries to the far side, broken up by Fay. Nice play, and LaFountain goes down the wing for Poyer. Poyer should get there first, has time to look at the ball and fires behind the net. And it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Hornets. 27 minutes remaining in the first. 0-0 is our score. Stopped by Poyer. Jess Poyer getting a lot of opportunities, puts a low pass in, and it's deflected off a Plattsburgh defender. And it'll be the second corner kick for Northeastern.
Before anybody was on base, Wilson kind of walks him through it.
The combination of a black shirt and an orange or a dark orange number makes it awfully difficult to pick out the Hornet numbers. And I apologize for that. I can't see them when they're on the far side of the field. Out of bounds by Dragoon. And it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh.
Now with Vizcaíno running for Brocious, what will happen is Soho will move from second to third.
Headed straight up in the air and out of bounds, and Northeastern will do it. They want to do it quickly before Plattsburgh gets back. A long ball into the center. Broken up quickly by the Hornets, and Colby gets there. Comes to the outside for Boardman. Boardman trying to trap. Goes further outside for Guerin. Guerin with some speed is able to control the ball to the outside. Guerin still controlling. Tries to cross, but it's headed right back out again. Now Boardman to Guerin. Finally cleared out. Burtz gets there, takes a long shot. And Christian wasn't going to take any chances. That ball would have been wide by a few feet. But Christian with the stop. Burtz cleared near side out of bounds, and it'll be a Northeastern throw-in. Now from here, Colby, I think, should go down the wing. She has Guerin with a lot of speed. Down for Guerin, but right off the chest of Bucci, who clears into the center. Hornets speeding up the center. That's number 16, Latour. Latour gives way for Crowley. Partially broken up, but Crowley gets it right back again. Now LaFountain. LaFountain goes far side, picked up by Poyer. Poyer gives way for Fay, and Fay right back to Poyer, but just too far. And the Hornets break that up. Kelleher inside the box will get a shot. just off wide of the far post. A beautiful play. Kelleher with a fine right-footed shot, just curled wide of the far post. And the Lady Cougars dodged the bullet right there. Dragoon out on the far side, stopped by Poyer. Broken up by the Hornets, but they ended up going back to midfield on a missed kick. And the Plattsburgh defense, I think that's number 27, Rizos, decides not to take any chances. Smart play, just goes out of bounds and gives the Lady Hornets a chance to regroup. Right there, she was the last one back on that far side, and if Northeastern could have gained control and punched the ball into the center, there was nobody there. Long throw in, headed down by the Hornets. Poyer gets there, tries to control, but it ends up going out of bounds, and the Cougars will keep it. It must have deflected off a Plattsburgh defender. Chested by Gooley. Gooley to LaFountain. LaFountain goes to the 18, broken up at the last second before she could get her shot off to the far side, and Poyer takes over. Tries to get it to LaFountain, broken up by Martindale. And finally, the Hornets on the far side gain control. Out of bounds, a nice play by, well, I can't see who made it, but somebody made a nice play, knocked the ball out of bounds off a Hornet player, and Northeastern with control. And just as I say that, they lose control, and the Hornets come right back again. Burtz fighting for position, gets control of the ball, has some room on the far side, decided to pass it. It looked like she decided to pass it back in the center. Maybe the better move would have been to go to the outside to Poyer. Poyer's been having a lot of success getting open on that far side. I'd keep working it until Plattsburgh learns to shut her down. LaFountain trying to dribble through the Hornet defense is stopped. Ball cleared off a deflection to the near side, out of bounds off Guerin, and that should be Hornet throw-in. Stedman stopped by Burtz. Burtz up for Bowman. Bowman, nice little pass into the center for LaFountain. LaFountain tried to go back for Guerin, but it's broken up. And here come the Lady Hornets. Crowley to the far side. Burtz with a burst of speed beats her to the ball and keeps it in play for Northeastern. Now Poyer. Poyer to LaFountain. LaFountain back to Poyer. Poyer gets by one. Again, some success on that far side by Jess Poyer. She gets the shot off. It deflects off a Plattsburgh defender out of bounds, and it'll be a third corner kick for Northeastern. Northeastern needs to do more with these corner kicks. I can't remember the last serious chance at a goal off a corner kick. Northeastern just not getting players in place to get a good shot off. Headed down, but still in Plattsburgh territory. Burtz to the far side for Poyer, broken up and cleared into Northeastern's territory. Dragoon there has plenty of time. Goes outside for LaFountain. That is Emily LaFountain on the far side, out of bounds, and Plattsburgh will throw it in. 20-21 remaining in the first half. Still 0-0 on a game that's pretty evenly played. I'd have to say that the Hornets' last offensive thrust down here, where they took the shot, I think it was number 18, Kelleher took the shot, and it just curled past the far post, was by far the best opportunity that either team has had so far. So with that opportunity, I'd have to say Plattsburgh with a little bit of edge on the possibility to score, but pretty evenly played in the center of the field. Martindale tries to come near side, broken up by Bowman. Bowman deflects into the center, and LaFountain is there, and LaFountain comes back to the far side for Guerin. Guerin with some speed, but beaten to the ball by Ducharme, and Ducharme comes near side. A nice ball picked up by Crowley. Crowley wants to get by one, does, centers it, puts the ball into the center, and just at the 6th, Supernaw comes out to make the stop. Supernaw's punt out is short and high, chested down by Guerin, but she can't control, and Burtz is there. Burtz up for Gooley. Gooley back to Guerin. Guerin off a deflection, gets it right back again. Broken up nicely in the center of the field by number 33, I guess that is, Mitchell. Courtney Mitchell with a nice defensive play to break that play up. And finally it rolls from a long distance, and Christian picks up just inside the 18. And here come the Lady Hornets again. Bowman out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw-in. And you can see those numbers on the Plattsburgh jerseys. They're not the solid numbers. They're the I don't know what you would call them, but they have black lines in the center of the numbers. Makes them awfully difficult to pick up from a distance, and that should be a goal kick for Northeastern. A poor goal kick, and here come the Lady Hornets. Number 19, Fortier. Fortier gets called for the push, and I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe it was I looked down at the book just as it happened, but it's called for the push, and Northeastern will get the ball back. Dragoon. Ball out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throwing. Again, Plattsburgh will throw it in. Mitchell down the wing. Tolner is there but can't control. It's out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for the Lady Hornets. Gannon throws in. The clearing attempt is deflected right in front of the goal mouth, and Supernaut coming out to make the stop. Again, Northeastern dodging a bullet. A team as motivated as Plattsburgh, you don't want to give them a goal. You, of course, never want to give any team a goal, but in a situation where the Lady Hornets playing so well defensively, if they can get a lead goal, they can just pack that field defensively and wait for a Northeastern mistake. That's usually what the Lady Cougars do. Lady Cougars usually are the ones that get the early goal and then have their defense really tighten up and just wait for the other team to open it up and kill them on the counterattack. Dragoon right down off Mitchell, and it should be Northeastern throw-in.
Joe Troy wanted this out of L2K. He wanted him to go to the 8th, give up something like a run.
Colby inside the 18. Guerin can't control. She comes back to the corner of the box. Broken up. It's high. It stays in bounds. Colby trying to let it roll out, and I'm not sure that did. It looked like number 29 got there. Tolner got there and kept it in bounds, but Todd Lambert is right along the line, so he certainly knows best. Clearing attempt off Gooley. Cleared by Ducharme, off Gooley, out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. Burtz, first one to touch it for Northeastern, trying to control it back in, taken down, and it'll be a direct kick for Northeastern, about 22 yards out, I'd say. Good opportunity for the Lady Cougars. Dragoon is going to take it. She has room far post, decides to come near post. Christian with the stop. Christian was leaning towards the near side. A far post shot might have given Northeastern a little more opportunity, but as I've said 100 times or more, it's an easy game from up here. Burtz with a nice play against Phillips, but the Hornets get it right back. Gannon stopped by Colby. Colby to Gooley. Gooley tried to go back into the inside, right into the Plattsburgh defense, instead of keeping it to the outside. She had some room on the outside. This one chested down by Boardman. Boardman over the head of Ducharme, but the Plattsburgh defense is there to back her up. It looks like number 25, Davis, is there to back her up, and nothing goes for Northeastern on that play. But that's what defensemen do. They back each other up. One slips a little bit, and the other one's got to be right there to take control. Down to 13-10 remaining in the first. Colby with a high throw-in. Stopped by Guerin, but she can't get it before it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. All the way out where it's stopped by Bailey, and now Poyer on the far side. Chips high. High fire, far post, but it goes out of bounds before Gooley can get ahead on it, and it'll be another goal kick for Plattsburgh. Off Gannon, back to Martindale, and Burt's now with the ball. Off a deflection, it comes to Boardman. Boardman tries to turn it and does for Bowman. Bowman up for Gooley, but it's broken up. And here come the Hornets. Lady Hornets right up through the center, now on the near side. Kelleher still trying to control. Burtz won't let her by. Kelleher still fighting for it. Kelleher comes out of the scrum with it. Bowman goes down. Trip could have been called, but not. And Colby takes over and comes near side. It should roll out of bounds before Gooley can get there. And it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh. Mitchell up on the near side, picked up by Crowder. No, that's not Crowder. That is Kelleher. And a push called on Northeastern, and it'll be a direct kick for Plattsburgh. A low ball, and Supernaut comes out to make the stop. And right there, I don't like to see goalies do that. If she picks that ball up and just crushes the ball to her stomach or to her chest, that's what she wants to do. But when she lifts that ball up over her head, there's a great chance for her to for that ball to slip out of her hands, and then it's behind her. Bailey with a nice ball up the center, but it's broken up by Ducharme. And here comes Bowman off deflection, has Gooley on the near side. A fine pass for Gooley. Northeastern wants to get up and fill the center. Gooley right back outside the box, but nobody there to gain control. Now Bowman gets there. Bowman trying to go back down for Gooley on a give and go. Gooley just hesitated too long, and Mitchell broke that up. Burtz still trying to keep it in bounds, cannot, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Mitchell chest down nicely and puts the ball up near side. Dunn to Burtz. Burtz wants to turn it quickly, goes back to Dunn, no room to maneuver, and Plattsburgh easily breaks that up. Now Dunn in the center, overruns the ball. Martindale is there. Martindale pushes the ball up, but it's stopped by Colby and cleared into Plattsburgh zone. Now Gooley, off a spinorama, gets the ball and controls it to the outside for Trish Gooley. Gooley with a crossover, deflected, past Christian, but before Poyer could get to it, it's cleared. Now Colby gets a shot off, but it hits number 25, Davis, right in the back of the foot and goes nowhere, and it's finally cleared out for Fortier. Fortier on the far side gives way, trip will be called, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball, and I think he's going to stop the clock, and we might have a yellow card here on Hillary Dunn. Yes, the yellow card on Hillary Dunn, saying that she went for the feet. I find that hard to believe, but it's a yellow card, and Dunn will have to leave the game for one stoppage of play. Dunn is out of the game for one stoppage of play, replaced by Fay, and Fay just into the game heads the ball out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Hornets. 8:51 remaining in the first. Fay can't control. Colby gets there, chips to the far side. Somebody looking to control it, and here comes Phillips. Phillips can't. Goes to Gooley. Gooley let the ball get too far in front of her. A little pushing and shoving, but that's part of the game. Shinawi on the near side can't control, and it's dumped right back in by Davis. Finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Northeastern. Up for Poyer. Poyer chips back into the center for Gooley. Gooley wants to go right back outside for Poyer, and does if she can get by that defender, but she can't. A fine defensive play. Fay breaks that up, pushes into the center, too far for LaFountain. Now Poyer can't get the ball before it's cleared out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Northeastern.
Bernie Williams, a tremendous right-hand hitter with great power. Now you have to let him.
A long throw in for LaFountain from Fay. LaFountain trying to turn and get the shot off. She does, far post, just wide of the far post, and it'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. Northeastern trying that. That's the second or third time the Lady Cougars from that far side hit a long lofting ball. Looks like they're trying to loft it over Christian's head, and the ball is just going wide. Now LaFountain goes far side for Poyer. I don't know if she'll be able to catch it. She does. Fay there to back her up. Poyer turns it to LaFountain. Has to stay on sides. LaFountain back to Poyer. Poyer back to LaFountain. She gets the shot off, and it's just wide on the short side. Lady Cougars now mounting a little bit of continual pressure. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the Lady Hornets are getting a little tired. They've been going all out for the beginning of the game, but now Northeastern seems to be swinging the momentum their way. Shinawi broken up, and it's cleared up near side. A good ball. Dragoon has to beat Stanwyck, and it finally goes out of bounds. It should be Northeastern ball. Now Dragoon was back defending against two players, Phillips and Stanwyck. And if either one of those players could have gotten the ball, Northeastern's in trouble. But as it was, Dragoon did a nice job to gain control for Northeastern. A nice cross it back to the 18. Partially broken up, but it deflects right to the Hornets. Back out to Phillips. Phillips trying to turn, trying to get a cross off. Dunn in the center, clears out for Gooley, broken up and right back to the 18. Here come the Hornets, but Colby is there to clear up. Cougars can't control, and here come the Hornets again. Gannon chips to the 18, stopped by LaFountain. LaFountain still controlling onto the near side, makes a nice move back into the center, and a long pass up for Gooley. Ducharme's there, missed kicks, but nobody with a white shirt to take advantage of it. And there's Davis again to back up Ducharme, just as I said defensemen always want to do. And the ball deflects far side. Davis is there. She should get there and be able to clear it before Shinawi can be a threat. And she does, keeping the ball inbounds. It finally goes out, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. We're under in the first. And Dana Langlois will throw in for Northeastern. A line drive throw-in. Poyer gets there, but can't get a clean shot off. She'll get a right-footed shot. This one will go wide, and it's stopped by Christian. Lady Cougars just not able to finish it off. Plattsburgh doing a good job inside the box, not giving the Cougars any kind of lanes to shoot through. Headed down by Fay. Fay back down for Gooley. Gooley to LaFountain. LaFountain tries to chip it through for Poyer, but Ducharme is there to clear it. And then Poyer puts it out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets. Deflected by Gooley to the far side. Poyer gets there, turns it around, and knocks it out of bounds off the Plattsburgh defender, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Right into the center, a chancy throw-in, stopped by Phillips. Cougars got away with it, but I still don't like those throw-ins into the center. A quick bang-bang pass, and it's a runaway. Now Burtz right back down off a header. Could have been a handball, is a handball, and it'll be Northeastern direct kick. Dragoon right to the 18, stopped by Gooley. Gooley gives way for LaFountain. LaFountain outside the 18 takes a long shot. Christian with the stop. Shots from the outside have to go to one or the other post. You cannot kick them right to the goalie. You're just making their job a lot easier. Some speed on the far side. Burtz is called for the trip, and it'll be a direct kick for the Hornets. And Supernaw catches the short side, a fine hit. It was ticketed for the back of the net if Supernaw's not there to make the stop. Stop by LaFountain. LaFountain tries to make a pass to Langlois, but broken up, and here come the Cougars. That's a dangerous play, should be Northeastern ball. That play, I think, could have been called dangerous or a handball, because as she spun around, she put her hand on the ball. In either case, it's a moot point. Northeastern with the ball, out of bounds, and Fay will throw in from the far side. 1:30 remaining. And this is the time of the game where it's really dangerous. It is devastating in almost any sport, but it is devastating to give up a goal or have a goal scored against you this late in a half after playing so hard throughout the entire half. To give up a goal now is really devastating, and it's Chip. Shinawi trying to get there, does, but Christian deflects to the near side, out of bounds, and we're under a minute. Northeastern still with time if they can get a good throw in. It does to the 18. Poyer is there, tries the chest down, gives way for LaFountain. LaFountain fires high, way high and out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Hornets. A long ball out to midfield. Dunn should get there first. Does. Tries to turn it. Can't do it. It's out of bounds, and Plattsburgh will throw in down to 23 seconds remaining in the first. Stopped by Fay, but you can't control, and the Hornets will do it again. Chipped into the center. Gannon trying to get there. Langlois gets there with her. Off a deflection. The Hornets get it right back again. Here we go. With 4 seconds left, the Hornets with an opportunity, and it'll go out of bounds. And that's the way the first half comes to an end. 0-0 is our score. A pretty evenly played first half. I'd have to say that for a while, Plattsburgh had a little bit better opportunity, especially with that shot from the near side that just curled past the far post. But then Northeastern started taking the momentum back and had some sustained pressure and some pretty decent shots on Christian, and she was able to stop them all. So it's the first half ends 0-0, and we'll be back for the second half. Second half is underway, and maybe this time, since we've switched directions on the field, maybe I'll get the Plattsburgh players that I was unable to get in the first half because they were too far away from me. Couldn't possibly be my old eyes. It has to be their numbers. I've decided that. I've discussed it with Calvin, and the fact is it can't be my eyes. It has to be their numbers. LaFountain in the center. Martindale is there. LaFountain comes away with it. Plattsburgh not giving the Cougars much to play with. Bailey had it for a second, gave it up, and it's punched out of bounds. It'll be Northeastern throwing again in the center. Very dangerous. LaFountain comes away with it, but because Plattsburgh is right on top of her, she very little she can do with it. Goes far side. Gooley is there. Tries to turn it, but can't. Intercepted by Bucci and played up the far side and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Again, I've said it many times this year that throw-in in the center, if it's not trapped and moved immediately there's too much of a chance of a big counterattack. All your players are moving in one direction. When that ball suddenly goes in the other direction, you can have a real problem. One good pass, one good hit on the ball, and you're in a foot race. I'd rather see those balls down the wing. Even if you don't win the ball immediately down the wing, the defender still has to make some sort of a move to clear it out of her zone. So to me, it's a win-win situation. And here come the Hornets. Stanwyck on the far side. Dragoon is there. Stanwyck takes the shot, and Supernaw with a great save. Tisha Supernaw jumped up, stopped the ball. It looked like it had enough power to get right through her hands. Stanwyck, a fine shot that was rising to go right under the crossbar to give Plattsburgh that lead that they so desperately want. But Supernaw played it well. Stanwyck showed some speed on that last play. Just that burst of speed got right by the shoulder of Dragoon, and Dragoon was playing catch-up from then on, and that left-footed shot just missed. And that's the kind of play that can give the Hornets a big burst. Here comes LaFountain. LaFountain tries to switch fields for Poyer, but it's broken up. It goes all the way right back to the center to LaFountain. LaFountain gets around the defender and tries to come back again for Poyer. Poyer double teamed, and it's taken away. You can see what the Lady Hornets are doing. Latour carries it back into the center, back out to the outside, broken up by Poyer, and LaFountain comes away with it. Every time a Lady Cougar forward gets the ball, she immediately has two Hornets right on her. Hornets are really playing well defensively, not giving Northeastern any opportunities at all. Bailey goes back to Dunn for control. Dunn tries to go down the wings, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh.
Beat him to the ball, Hillary, it's yours.
Gannon tries to go into the center. Gooley is there. Gooley taken off the ball by Davis, and Davis switches fields over to the far side, stopped by Trish Gooley, but taken back by the Lady Hornets. Off a deflection. It goes to Bucci, and Bucci down the wing. Lady Hornets can't keep it in bounds. It'll be Northeastern throw-in.
I got rid of one for you.
Bowman on the far side, down the wing. But there are the Hornets to break it up and kick it out of bounds off the scorer's box. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Still early in the second half, 35-15 remaining. And Northeastern working the way downfield. Again, Colby with the throw-in. You can see the bunch of players over there. There's 5 Cougar defenders right over in that corner. 6 counting the one that's on Colby. Colby tries to out-throw them. It's deflected right into the center. Dunn gets there and chips inside the 18. Poyer trying to turn it and does. This will be a corner kick for Northeastern. Lady Cougars would purely love to take advantage of this corner kick. LaFountain right through all the Cougar players. They were moving towards the ball, but it got through all of them to the far side, and Colby couldn't keep it in, and it'll be a throw-in for the Hornets. I don't know why, because Christian has been doing well, and I can only assume that is Lindsay Myers, who I was told was injured. Well, we'll see. I don't know if that's a good thing to do, as well as Christian has been playing, but we'll see if that's a good move for the Lady Hornets. Cougars came close that time, and it's a Northeastern throw-in. Poyer heads straight up in the air, but can't do anything with it, and as it comes down, Kelleher takes it. 2 Cougar players over. This could be dangerous. Two Northeastern players attacked the ball. Neither one of them got it, and finally Stanwyck off a pass is up the wing. Stanwyck makes a nice move, but can't control it. Can't control it. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Northeastern throw-in. Northeastern substitutions, Fay and Boardman into the game. Off a deflection, Poyer gets there. It goes deeper into Plattsburgh zone, but nobody there except Lady Hornets to take advantage of it. Up and out of bounds. Fay lets it go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Fay into the center. Colby comes running up. Off a deflection, it goes deeper into Hornet territory, and Myers with the stop. On the far side, Stanwyck, who showed some earlier speed, goes against Dragoon, still trying to control on the far side. She gets it into the center. Boardman is back and defending. It clears out up for Gooley. Gooley turns it to the outside behind Colby, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh. Lady Hornets throw in off LaFountain. LaFountain trying to turn it and does. Up the far wing, broken up and deflected into the center to Gooley. Gooley tries to turn it to the outside for Colby. Off a deflection into the center. Northeastern having a difficult time getting any clean passes off. Stanwyck fighting against LaFountain, and it's up the field, and Rizos drops it right back. Now LaFountain and Fay. Broken up again, and Burtz is there. A weak pass up, but right to LaFountain. LaFountain trying to turn it, chips it high. Poyer just can't get there, about a step off before Myers picks it up. Colby gets by her, but she's able to recover and comes back to midfield. Has some room to carry. Finally gives it up to the far side for Poyer. Northeastern has been having a lot of success from Poyer. A lot of those passes down have turned into pretty decent crosses and a couple of shots. So they're still using Jess Poyer as the playmaker. Fay chips it back to Dunn. Dunn to the 6, and Myers with the easy stop. Over the head of Stanwyck, Dunn and Burtz are there. Burtz chips back to Poyer. Poyer defended closely, tries to get over for Gooley. Gooley broken up, and out of the scrum, it's passed up for Kelleher. Kelleher makes a nice move back into the center, switches fields, and it's a foot race. Dragoon gets there first and chips up, but not a strong pass. Taken right back by the Lady Hornets. Toner. Toner on the far side, beaten by Colby. Colby goes up the wing. Deflects off a Plattsburgh player out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Long pass down the wing, but right to a Plattsburgh player. Out of bounds, and Northeastern will do it again. And you can see the center of that field is just, there's nobody there. Northeastern needs to spread out. If they spread out, they're going to spread out the Plattsburgh's defense, but they're all standing within a couple of yards of each other, and that makes it easy on the defense. Dragoon up into the center. Gooley is there, looking for support, kicks it near side for Poyer. Jess Poyer trying to turn it, and decides to take the shot, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. A weak kick. Poyer is there, but she can't keep it in bounds, and Plattsburgh will throw it in. Plattsburgh going down the wing. Off a deflection, it goes to Burtz. Stanwyck is there. Won't let Burtz go anywhere. Finally, it goes out of bounds off Kelleher. and it'll be a throw in for Northeastern. Aaron Guerin back into the game for Northeastern, and Fay with a long throw down the wing. Poyer tries to get there off a deflection. It goes deeper into Plattsburgh zone and finally cleared out by Ducharme. Now Burt's taking off the ball by Kelleher. Now Colby gets it back, gets too far in front of her, gets right back to Burt's. Burt's goes far side for Poyer, finally out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh. Northeastern again guilty of bunching up. Fay, chest down, pushes up for Poyer. Poyer crosses into the center. Fay gets there, takes a left-footed shot that's wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh decides to switch fields, and Fortier comes away with it. Goes far side out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Colby with a long throw over the head of Guerin. Here comes Boardman. Boardman a long pass far side. Gooley can't get to it. It'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh again tries to switch field. Stopped by Poyer. Poyer has some room. Wants to try and turn it. Gets a fine shot off that's wide, but that's a good take. It's a good shot from there. But that's a little lower. That forces Myers to make the save, obviously, and Gooley was right there to take anything that she gave up. Northeastern wants to keep the pressure on. Gooley and Guerin standing right next to each other. Gooley comes away with it, tries to push a pass, and Myers is right there. I don't know if Gooley was too closely guarded to get a shot off, but that would have been the opportunity. LaFountain, some steady pressure by the Cougars, but now here come Plattsburgh, broken up by Langlois. Bucci keeps control, and this time they switch fields, and Myers lets it roll out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh.
Go.
Stopped by Ducharme. Poyer gets there, but Ducharme puts it out of bounds. And Poyer is called for the push after, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball. That's out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it back in. Bailey right down the wing if she can get it there, but decides to go in the center. That could have been a handball. LaFountain comes away with it. Goes to the inside for Guerin. Guerin trying to turn it. Puts the pass right between the legs of a Plattsburgh defender, but Gooley looked like she wasn't expecting it. Looked like she was expecting Guerin to put the ball down the middle. And after the ball came through the legs of the Plattsburgh defender, Gooley, surprised, couldn't stop it before it ran out of bounds. Gooley on the far side. Northeastern wants to keep the pressure on. Out of bounds, and it'll be Northeastern throw-in. Off of the deflection, it comes to LaFountain. LaFountain on the far side. Gets a left-footed cross. Guerin is there, but can't control it. Finally gets it back, switches up, trying to get it back to her left foot, but it's broken up, and the Hornets break it up again off a pass from Langlois. A little collision between Crowley and Dunn, and LaFountain comes away with the ball. Off of the deflection, it goes back into the center, and it's easily cleared by the Lady Hornets. Kelleher with a long pass. Dragoon is there. She turns it nicely up, and Burt's is there to receive the pass. If that ball stays in bounds, Northeastern stepped back a second, and Dunn finally jumped into the play. Burt's gives way to Dragoon, and it comes to midfield. Finally, it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern.
Keep it
Bailey off Poyer, deflects into the center. Ducharme is there, but so's Guerin. Guerin pushes it back for Burtz. Burtz wants to come up near side and does. Ducharme is there first. Poyer wants to put the pressure on her and force Ducharme to push it out of bounds, which she does, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern.
Go, 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 Cougars.
Guerin to Poyer. Poyer crosses, but nobody there to take advantage, and it's cleared by the Hornets. Comes to Fortier. Fortier switches fields to the far side. This will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. 21 minutes remaining in this second half. Still 0-0. This is a typical Plattsburgh Northeastern game. Out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. As I said, to start this game off, Plattsburgh, I believe, stands at a 4-4-6 record, so not really doing all that well in the CVAC when you consider Northeastern being 9-2, leading Division I. But whenever Plattsburgh comes to play Northeastern, you know there's going to be a game. You know it's going to be a tough game because both teams get up for each other, and it's a real defensive battle. Guerin goes out of bounds and off Davis, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Poyer wants to try and turn it and does. It goes out of bounds off Ducharme, and it'll be a goal kick, or a corner kick rather, for Northeastern. Right through the center, and Myers is right there. Gooley, that's the first corner kick that Northeastern has had any luck with, has any decent shots. Gooley was there. It deflected off her chest right to Myers. Myers making the stop. Now up for Poyer. Poyer to LaFountain. LaFountain with a nice touch pass back to Poyer. And Poyer run into by Ducharme. Nothing called. Poyer maintains control. Goes down for LaFountain. LaFountain broken up and cleared out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Now 4 Northeastern players standing right at the corner of the 18, surrounded by 7 defenders. I don't know what Northeastern expected to get out of that throw-in. They need to spread out. They're making it a lot easier for the Plattsburgh defenders than it should be. Brianna Babby into the game for Northeastern, headed by Langlois to the far side, but taken by the Hornets. Lady Hornets with a long pass and a nice pass. Dunn stops it. Wants to clear it quickly. Northeastern players calling for a push. Stanwyck out of bounds off Burtz, and Plattsburgh will throw it in again. Almost an illegal throw. Babby, a weak pass up, but Guerin is there. Guerin overruns the ball and allows the Plattsburgh defense to catch up to her. Now she tries to turn it back, gets it to LaFountain. LaFountain broken up, but she maintains control. LaFountain still controls, takes it to the 18. Just a little too much handling. Has Babby on the outside. Plattsburgh defending well. That was Davis. Bailey crosses in. Nobody there to take advantage of it. And Myers with the easy stop. And here come Lady Hornets again. Stanwyck on the outside. Takes a long shot, or a shot, well, it really wasn't a long shot. It was inside the 18, right at the far corner. And Supernal off the quick hop. Fortier looking for control. It's broken up, and it goes into the center of the field, broken up by Babby, but Plattsburgh still able to control. Northeastern looking for some sustained pressure and can't get it. And here comes Crowley to the 18. Burtz breaks it up, and it's deeper, and Supernaw plays deeper by number 18, Kelleher. Supernaw calls off her defense, punts out. It's very short. Headed by Bailey up the wing, but nobody there to take advantage. And Plattsburgh right back in again. Off of LaFountain now. Now that's the first time that's been called, and Northeastern fans have been calling for that for the last, 20 minutes or so. 15:23 remaining in the second. Still nothing. And Dragoon will put it in play for Northeastern. Down the wing and head it right back out again. Burtz gets there, deflects it into the center. Now Colby. Colby trying to go far side, but partially broken up by Tollner. It gets to Langlois. Langlois up for Gooley and broken up by the Lady Hornets and out of bounds. Plattsburgh right now beating the Lady Cougars to the ball, and here they come. Broken up by Colby. Out of bounds, and it should be Northeastern throw-in. And the Lady Cougars want to do it quickly before Plattsburgh gets back, but they wait. And now Plattsburgh able to punch it out of bounds. Cougars just seem in this second half just to be a half a step off. They need to jump on the ball. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the excellent defense that the Hornets are playing. Headed at the 18, Plattsburgh easily clears out. On the far side, broken up by LaFountain, Emily LaFountain. Now Burtz goes far side, broken up again, out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. And headed out of bounds, and Northeastern will do it again. Down to 13:18 remaining in the second. Still nothing. Long throw-in. Headed right out again. And it'll be a Northeastern throw-in. Another long throw-in, but nobody there with a white shirt to take advantage of it. And Plattsburgh easily clears out again. And here come the Lady Hornets. It's a foot race. Sandwick is on the far side. Broken up at the last second by LaFountain. But here come the Hornets again. Northeastern throws in Colby. Deflects into the center. If Poyer can get there first, hold call, then it goes against Northeastern.
Come on, win it wide!
And here come the Lady Hornets again. Supernaw coming out to make the stop. Sandwick right there. Just hoping for a Supernaw mistake. Gooley on the far side can't control. Plattsburgh right back down. Burtz takes it to the outside. It goes out of bounds, but it's off Sandwick, and it'll be Northeastern throw-in. Apparently something else was called, possibly a push. But in any case, it's Northeastern's ball. Stopped by Gooley, but she can't control. And here come the Hornets again. Stopped by Burtz at midfield. Birch closely guarded by Sandwick. Gets by one, gets by two, but off the deflection it comes to Fay. She has some time, decides to cross back, and it's right there, broken all the way from Myers, but finally cleared. Nobody, two Northeastern players, I think it was Gooley and Shinawi, got there the same time the ball did. A fine effort, a fine cross by Fay, and a fine effort by Gooley and Shinawi to get there just as the ball got there, and Myers couldn't handle it. It poked loose, but nobody could get it in the back of the net before it was cleared by the Hornets. Down to 10 minutes. 10 minutes remaining in this game in regulation. And here comes Dunn. Dunn broken up and taken right back by Kelleher. On to the near side for Crowley. Crowley has some room. Broken up by Fay. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh throw in right at the corner of the 18. Collision. Rizos switches fields to the far side. LaFountain wants to keep it on the outside. Doesn't want to put it back into the center. It goes out of bounds. Off a Plattsburgh player. It'll be a throw in for Northeastern. Into the center, Shinawi can't control. And here come the Lady Hornets. To the outside for Latour. Out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Plattsburgh. Northeastern had 5 defenders right there. Out of bounds, and the Hornets will do it again. But you can see that Northeastern again guilty of bunching up on defense. If that ball gets through that first line of defenders, there's a lot of open space between the 18 and the 6. Short, stopped by Phillips, right back to Dunn. Dunn, a soft pass that Phillips takes and punches far side. And it looks like it's in the net. Plattsburgh just took a 1-0 lead, and you could see it coming. You could see it coming, and I think that is Phillips from Fortier. And the Plattsburgh Hornets draw first blood late in the second half. Laura Phillips from number 12, Casey Baker, at the 32-36 mark. It's 1-0. Again, Northeastern was bunching up on defense. You could see it coming. That ball just chipped by Baker over the first line of defense, and there was Phillips. She's tall, and she took full advantage of it by hitting the ball past Supernaw for that 1-0 Plattsburgh lead. And the Lady Cougars have dug themselves a hole. They know that they've got 6 minutes and 45 seconds. They have to get a goal. They have to get a goal, and that goal came right after Northeastern had probably their best opportunity with the cross going towards Myers, and Shinawi and Gooley getting there just as the ball did. It poked loose, but Plattsburgh able to clear it out. And shortly after that was when the Lady Hornets were able to get the ball into the back of Northeastern's net for that 1-0 lead. And again, you could see it coming. Lady Cougars just bunching up too far, putting up a pretty good line of defense, but once you penetrated that line, it was all she wrote, and that's what happened on that goal. Now LaFountain guarded closely. Bailey is there and fires well wide. It'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh.
Put some pressure on! There it is, Brenda!
A short kick. Northeastern again not in position to take good advantage of it. Poyer makes the best that she can out of it with a nice cross. It's right there, and there it is. 1-1 is our score. Jess Poyer seemed to be not in position to take advantage of that, but finally did, and put a great cross over for Bobby Gooley. I think that's Bobby Gooley. We'll get the official in a second, but we're going to call it Gooley from Poyer. And just as it happens very often in soccer, both teams playing up and down soccer all night long. Nobody can score, and as soon as one scores, Plattsburgh at 32-36 mark, just 2 minutes later at the 34-37 mark, Trish Gooley from Jess Poyer with a fine cross, just an excellent cross from this near side wing. It looked as though off that corner kick or off that goal kick that the Northeastern was not in position to take advantage of that short ball. But Poyer was right there, is able to take control, get by the Plattsburgh defender, and put an excellent cross over to the far post. And Bobby Gooley, or Trish Gooley rather, was right there to put the ball in the back of the net. And here comes Northeastern trying to end this game in regulation time. There's only 4:24 remaining. And that is usually the way it happens. Goals come in bunches. Bailey with a nice defensive play, a second good play, and takes control off a missed kick. It goes to Ducharme. Poyer appears to be a little bit out of breath. She's been running up and down. They've used her wing all night long, and she's been running up and down all night long.
I had white. Right back there.
Bailey, and that's a hold. Both players. That's why it's tough to be a ref. Boy, I tell you, both players, number 1, Bobby Gooley, and number 25, Davis, for Plattsburgh, were both had their arms up, and they were both kind of trying to shield each other off. So how one gets the call and the other doesn't, I don't know. But that one went to Gooley. And that'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. An excellent opportunity with 3:10 remaining in this second half. The score is 1-1. Northeastern scoring just 2 minutes after Plattsburgh opened the scoring up. So it's 1-1 with Northeastern with an opportunity here. A fine kick, headed right into the net. That's it. It's 2-1 Northeastern, and just like that, after playing an entire game, Northeastern gets the go-ahead goal. Wow. And Jess Poyer figures in both Northeastern goals. That last goal at the 37:06 mark, just a minute and a half. 2 minutes and a half. Two minutes and a half after their first goal. Poyer from LaFountain off that corner kick. And it's 2-1 Northeastern, and Plattsburgh has got to be stunned. They have to be stunned. We played the whole first half at 0-0 and came out here the second half, and still stingy defense and tough play on the part of both teams. And nobody could get the ball in the net until Laura Phillips at the 32-36 mark from Baker made it 1-0 Plattsburgh, and it looked as though that was going to be it. It looked as though that the Lady Hornets were going to walk off Northeastern's field with a big W, but just that fast. 2 minutes later, Trish Gooley from Jess Poyer made it 1-1, and just 2.5 minutes after that, Poyer from LaFountain off a corner kick. And it's 2-1 Northeastern, and we're under 2 minutes left. If the Lady Cougars can hang on, this is a big come-from-behind win for Northeastern. And as I said, Plattsburgh has got to be stunned. Just a tremendous defensive effort on the part of both teams. And just a momentary letdown. Somebody who was supposed to be marking Jess Poyer didn't, and maybe it was, I don't know, Jess Poyer normally working on the right wing, and that goal came from it looked as though she came from the left side, so maybe she moved from right to left, and whoever was defending on the left side didn't see her, and she snuck in right behind him. I'd have to look at the tape again. Things happen so fast, and out here on the field it's hard to see, but Poyer left wide open and a perfect header behind Myers for that 2-1 Northeastern lead, and we're under a minute now. Myers comes out to make the stop, and Plattsburgh is going to have to pull out everything, including the kitchen sink, to get this tying goal. I expect to see Myers coming up to even midfield if the ball gets deep enough in Northeastern's territory. Lady Cougar JV squad won the game earlier by a 1-0 margin over Plattsburgh JV, and they were screaming. I don't know what their record is, but apparently that was a big game for them. And here come the varsity on the heels of the JV victory. Going to do the same thing. It appears they're going to do the same thing. The ball into the center with only 10 seconds left, and I don't think the Lady Hornets have enough time. 5, 3, 1, and the buzzer sounds, and it's a Northeastern victory, and a big victory for Northeastern. What a game. What an exciting game here at Northeastern. The game started off with a lot of defensive play, both teams up and down. I'd have to say early in the first half, Plattsburgh had probably the better opportunity with a shot that came from the near side and just curled past the far post. That was probably the best scoring opportunity of the first half. But then as the game wore on in the first half, Northeastern was starting to get a little bit of momentum and putting on a little bit of sustained pressure. So it looked as though I'd have to give Northeastern a nod for taking the first half as far as momentum and maybe a little bit on the field position side. But relatively speaking, a very even played first half, and it ended 0-0. In the second half, much of the same. A lot of good shots, a lot of opportunities, some really good saves by both goalies, by Christian for Plattsburgh and by Supernow for Northeastern. And I could see the Lady Cougar defense bunching up a little bit. I noticed it, and no sooner Baker at the 32-36 mark punched a chip to the far post, and there was Laura Phillips to head the ball behind Supernow to give Plattsburgh a 1-0 lead, and it appeared that that's the way it was going to be, that Plattsburgh was going to win this game 1-0 the way they were playing. But just 2 minutes later, at the 34-37 mark, Trish Gooley from Jess Poyer, a fine play by Poyer off a goal kick. She gained control, took it down to the right wing, and put a great cross right in front of the goal on the far post. And Gooley was there to put the ball behind Myers for to tie the game 1-1. And just 2.5 minutes later, at the 37-06 mark, Poyer from the fountain off a corner kick, a great corner kick. Poyer left all alone at the 6, headed the ball right past Meyer for a 2-1 Northeastern victory. What a game, an exciting game here at Northeastern. And the Lady Cougars now go, I believe it is 10-2, and Plattsburgh will fall to, I believe, a 4-5-3 mark in Division I CVAC play. So the Lady Cougars stay on top. They're in first place in Division I for now anyway. Well, that's the way it was. This is the 11th day of October in the year 2000 at Northeastern Clinton Central School. Lady Cougars 2 and the Plattsburgh Hornets 1. A great game for Northeastern and a fine effort. I have to give the game ball to Jess Poyer. Thanks for watching Hometown Cable.